Howdy and welcome to some team deathmatch on Gulf of Oman. I've played this map probably for team deathmatch only like twice before. It's pretty rare that it comes up, but whenever it comes up it's a lot of fun. And by the way, this map has been confirmed for Battlefield 4. So that's going to be interesting how they converted it into the new graphics and so forth, and you know, if they make any other improvements to it besides just the graphics. So we'll see. But anyway, I got into this match later. I think I wasn't in from the very beginning. So as you can see, they already had 44 kills on each side. So it was pretty equal. And we're always fighting to just be a little bit ahead, and then we were like behind again. So when I got in here, we were pretty dominated by a ton of snipers. They were just all over the roofs, and I was like, you know, killed right away. And I was like, okay, there has to be a way to take all those snipers and get us ahead here. And so I was kind of figuring out that the snipers were on this side of the map, and I just tried to figure out exactly where they were. I could hear them, but I wasn't sure exactly where they were, and it's pretty risky to expose yourself when there's a ton of snipers because you can't see them and they can see you, or, you know, until you see them, you're already dead. So I kind of knew they were somewhere on this side, and I kind of put up a fort in this house. One of my favorite houses whenever I play this map, because you have a pretty good overview for, you know, the most important like roofs and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to scan right now to see where the heck those snipers are and why our team is getting killed so much from this side. And I'm pretty much waiting to see what happens here. And I have two claymores. Here's the first guy. So it looks like they're spawning back there, but that's not a sniper, I don't think so. So I have two claymores on the stairs, which is always a very good security. It kind of, even if it doesn't kill them, if they see the claymores and they blow them up, it's a warning for you. So it's kind of like a little nifty alarm system that you can use. And it, you know, at best cases they get killed, and you have to always be careful. Though a lot of times there's people coming in twos, so the first guy gets killed, and then you think, oh great, he's dead, you know, and then all of a sudden the second guy comes right after. So you see they already get the first kill here. And I'm aware that there's probably a second guy, and I was prepared. It's just my defensive mode. I just automatically expected the second guy to come. But I also kind of heard his footsteps, so I'm ready to put two claymores down again. The reason for two claymores is that a lot of times when a guy runs really fast, he can basically run past the one claymore until he blows up. It's kind of hurting him a little bit, but it usually doesn't kill. If you have two, it's always a guaranteed kill, you know, unless they see it and they blow it up before they run into it. But anyway, the reason I call this a lazy day is because this was like a match, probably like one of my last matches before I had to go to bed, and I had a long day of work, and I was really tired, and I was just like thinking, oh my god, I'm kind of, you know, I did a lot of crazy matches before. Oh, by the way, I'm resetting the claymores right here in case they see it and try to blow it up, so they can see the first one. The second one is higher up, so they can't see it. Just always try to position them properly. So I'm being lazy here and playing around with my claymores here, trying to find the best position. I don't know why. I'm being really tired. I'm like, yeah, I should probably go to bed, but I had such a good time and I just didn't want to stop, and I wanted to have one more good match. But I didn't feel like running around like crazy and running and gunning. I was tired. My brain wasn't really working as fast anymore, and I wanted to just take it easy a little bit. And I was kind of thinking, should I go snipe a little bit, or should I just do something like this? And I decided to, since this map came up, I was like, okay, second guy down. This is a good map to just kind of like be in the houses and you know, hope that we can take down the enemy team really well. And this is anyway you know, an urban environment where people do take advantage of the houses and the roofs. So I love just, you know, urban maps because I usually do much better in those. It's my preference. So I now see that they have all set up camp up on this roof, and I think this is where they have been the whole time. And I have not even realized or haven't even thought about looking up that roof, because usually when I play this game, people are not on that roof. They're on all the other roofs where you can go up with the stairs. The roof this guy is on, you have to basically parachute on. And so it looks like there's going to be more, but I'm just kind of like ready for them to come get me, because usually when you play this map, people try to come get you. As soon as you shoot them, they're coming after you in packs, and I'm like thinking, well, it's still quiet, so I'm taking advantage. As long as they don't come get me in hordes, I'm just gonna set up camp here. I'm gonna take out as many as I can and help my team win this match. And so we have one more guy. I'm ready again. I'm thinking, okay, it's not only going to be a matter of minutes for this guy to come retaliate on me, but it's still being quiet, and it still looks like there's some stuff going on over there. So I'm just kind of like chilling out here, feeling really relaxed. You know, you can call this camping, and it probably is camping, but you know, once in a while, I would say in real war, that's exactly how I would behave. I would not run, you know, across the street, just being silly, crazy, playing the hero, because I don't think any soldier really does that in reality. You set up camp in a good position, and you try to take out as many enemies as you can. And that's really how it works. And so people who always kind of talk about this camping, they can just, whatever. Anyway. I guess in Call of Duty, when you camp, when you basically sit in the same corner and shoot everyone that just runs by, in a game like that, it's a little different, because it's more like that game just works differently, and it's always being compared to Battlefield, and it really is not like Battlefield at all. Battlefield has its own little thing going, which is, you know, you really have more like of a team play. And what I'm trying to do is defend that one corner. And when you want to really be good at a team deathmatch, and that even goes for, you know, Call of Duty and a lot of other team deathmatches, you want to do well on it. Another Claymore kill, great. I wonder how many times that actually works. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's not more coming, because usually if that team was smart, they would take a rocket launcher and blow out the walls of this building so I can't hide any longer. That's usually what happens, is you cannot hide in those buildings too long. Eventually the walls crumble and you don't have much of a building left, and that's really the good strategy. If you know that the enemy team is hiding in the houses, you gotta destroy the houses. And I'm basically just waiting for them to do that, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what, I love this little house, I'm gonna take advantage and chill, and the only thing that I don't have is a couch. I would kind of like sit and chill a little bit in a couch here. There's no furniture in this house, so I'm gonna have to just deal with what I have anyway. Joke aside, yeah, when you play Team Deathmatch, it's always the best thing to have the enemy come to you. Don't run to the enemy. There's no reason for you to run to the enemy. So basically, if you do go run to the enemy, most likely you will be killed, because they're just waiting for, if they're playing good, they're just waiting for you and you get killed. And that's basically what seems to happen here. It's both sides kind of like waiting for each other to, you know, to come to each other, and so they can take them out. It's like usually, you know, one side, the enemy team, the other side us, and then it swaps again. And I'm kind of trying to figure out if they're still on our side or not, but I'm still hearing shooting, so I'm assuming there's still enemies running around. And I'm just playing my little Claymore game here, chilling in this house, trying to see how far I can go by basically, how long can I really hold this house. That's kind of like what my plan was this time. I was like, I really want to see what they're going to do, you know, how many people are going to come fall for the claymores, and how long are they going to fall for the claymores, because eventually, if it's the same guy running into the claymores, he's eventually going to figure out that he can't run up the stairs anymore. He's going to have to find another way. And the reason I'm going up a lot also is because I want to make sure that they're not going to trick me out and come across the roof, because what happens a lot also, and I don't think this team is that good, because I thought they were that good because they really have, you know, given us a hard fight. And when I came in, they were actually leading. So I'm hearing a parachute right now, and I'm like, uh-oh, it could be that a guy landed on my roof. And if they come from the roof, I don't have any protection because I don't have any claymores up there, and I only have 2 claymores, and I want to use both claymores on the stairs because it's more, it's better to use 2 claymores at, you know, in the same spot. So I have another claymore kill. Funny. I guess that parachute guy did not land on my roof. He landed next to the house and tried to come and get me that way. So I'm gonna play this game. Still more claymores. So I don't know how many claymore kills I got here, 4 or 5 already. And it's still really quiet. Nobody is trying to retaliate on me, really. I don't even know if that guy is totally clueless down there. I don't know. He knows now I'm in this house, but I don't know if he's so clueless that he's not gonna come get me. The guy over there. It seems very easy to take those guys out, even though they were really strong at the beginning. They don't seem so strong right now, and we're already leading by 21. That's really, really good. That's a strong lead compared to the beginning where we had maybe 1 kill lead. And they just keep running back there, and I'm thinking, okay, how many more people I have to, you know, kind of give a hint that I'm in this house here and they can come get me. So I make this a little game for myself. I'm like thinking this is really fun because I want to just kind of see how long it takes here for me to die. And I want to kind of last as long as I can.
Hey, here's some ammo. Come and get it.
And just kind of see how many people I can take out. And as long as we lead, I don't feel like there's a need for me to go out and find another position. If we would not do well, there would be actually not such a good idea for me to sit here because, you know, if I don't get a lot of kills here, I'm just basically wasting my team's time and I'm being more like an empty space, kind of being a waste. And I don't want to be somebody who cannot contribute to the team because this is what this game is all about. It's about team play, and you want to make sure that you really always are pulling your you know, your strings or whatever you call that. You know, that you're helping your team, that you are of any value to your team. So right now I feel like I'm doing my share. And I can take out all the flankers that are trying to sneak up on my people, to sneak up from behind, take them out. So that's always a good thing if, you know, you have somebody that covers your back like this. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with more gameplay commentary here. You can basically see what happens here until the match ends. And to me, it's a very surprising end. I did not expect that to happen, but anyway, I wanted to talk about something else. If you have been following me for a longer time, you have checked out my channel, you see that you actually originally started this channel as a music channel because I write music. I've been writing music since 2006. So that's, you know, over 7 years now. I've been starting with GarageBand and then went into Logic. I've actually studied music when I was a teenager. I've had music lessons for many, many years. So I've always loved music, and I grew up with a lot of classical music, which is very, very good. If you listen to a lot of classical music, it kind of makes you have a really good ear for sounds and tones. And it's also very good if you can take music lessons, so you have an idea what notes are and half notes and all that stuff and chords and all that stuff. I've always played the flute, so that's kind of what I tried to play, and then I got a really big interest into keyboards and drums, and I always wanted to play the drums, but you know, in most apartment buildings, I grew up in an apartment, is you can't play drums. I mean, you drive your neighbors crazy. And yeah, if you have electric drums and a headset, you can do that. But if you want to play the real drums, it's crazy loud. So you can't do that. And I had a friend who had a drum set, and I had, you know, a few weeks where we were just playing around on that drum set. But at the end, you know, if you don't have like a band or so you have to play for, you just play by yourself, eventually it kind of gets boring, and I kind of missed, you know, playing sounds, and I wanted to play music and melodies, and I started, you know, writing lyrics, and I realized I'm not really that good in writing lyrics. I've never really been a writer. I'm more like an artist, a designer. I like to create pictures more than words. But I tried, you know, it's like you don't know what you're good at until you try. This is the thing that a lot of people, when they see my art, they're like, oh my God, you're so awesome. I wish I could do that. I'm like, well, have you ever tried? Have you tried to do art? And they're like, oh no, I haven't tried. I know I'm not good at it. It's like, well, how do you know you're not good at something if you never try? Just because you're intimidated by it. Nobody has become a star overnight. People have had to work hard to get where they are. Yes, there's people that have natural talents. They're born with certain talents, like an amazing voice or insane creativity, or some people just learn like an instrument or a language very easily. But at the end, most people that you see that are successful, they've worked really, really hard for it. And if they haven't worked hard for it, then they're usually not good. There's a lot of musicians out there, they make a ton of money and they're very successful and they're really not good. And it's just, you know, sometimes it makes you angry when you see artists work so hard and they have such good stuff, such good material, such good songs, amazing music, or even artists, you know, painters or digital artists, they're really, really good. And then the ones that are just maybe have good connections, good marketing behind them, and that's why they do well, and not because they are good. It just makes you angry, you know. It's like, you know, basically I've always kind of considered myself a starving artist, because I'm not saying that I'm really, really good, but I've seen people that, you know, just basically had good connections and don't have any skills, and they can, you know, they make a ton of money. But anyway, what I really wanted to say is that I have had a lot of creativity and a lot of ideas for probably about 5 years. I put out an album twice a year, and I just put out songs and songs and songs and songs and more and more music. And even though, you know, I started with music that was, when I listen to it now, it's like, it's not that good. I still, for then, it was something that was in my head that I had to put out. I thought it was great, you know, it made me happy. And I learned from it. I submitted my music and to get critics, and it's really hard when you get critic on your own things that you made, because you get a lot of negative critics, and you have to be ready to not just have people pat your back and say, oh, you're so awesome, because that's what happens a lot, you know, with young people that just, you know, a lot of wannabes, or a lot of people that think they're really awesome, and then they expect everyone to just say, oh my God, you're so awesome. And as soon as somebody says, well, you know, you could be better at this, then they get really angry. And I don't want to mention a name right here, but a very, very popular gamer that was known to do quickscoping in Call of Duty, and he's not an American, so that's as much as I say. I followed him on YouTube, and I loved his videos, and then he started to become really cocky, and he started to really become a turnoff, because he was kind of mentioning all the time how awesome he is and how much better he is than everyone else, and he was just getting a really big head. And I mentioned really quick, I was like, well, you know, it's great and all, you know, that, but it's kind of like you're showing the same videos over and over. It's all just about quickscoping all the time. Can you do anything else? Can you maybe show us once, you know, maybe a video where you just use a regular assault rifle or something? It'd be really fun to see you play. And he got really, really angry, and he basically kicked me off his Facebook page. And I don't know if he kicked me off his YouTube too, but or I think I probably just unfollowed him. But just so to say, it's a turn off, because you have to be able to take negative feedback too, because there's some negative feedback that's total nonsense. They just give you negative feedback because they're jealous of you. They don't want you to be successful. And oh, look at, there's another guy on the roof. They just don't learn. Or he did, and he saw me, and he comes down now to get me, so I'm ready. But anyway, you can see this video and probably think, oh my God, this is so boring. It's like the same house, she's sitting in here. But I want to do different things. I want to put videos out that are different, that, you know, trying to also not show the same map more than twice. I've showed this map before, but the only reason I show this is because this is a unique gameplay, and I'm now just seeing that I did not see this guy on the balcony over there when I was playing this game, and I see it now in the video. I see him now, so no big deal, no big deal. So now somebody's gonna come steal my spot here in the house, and probably not gonna get as many kills anymore because this guy's a sniper. He's probably gonna steal my kills, but that's okay. We're almost at the end, and we're still leading by, we're actually leading now by 28, now by 29, so that's amazing. If we're gonna hold this, we're gonna definitely win. It looks pretty promising here. So anyway, I'm still being lazy here, just chilling in this house, talking to you about music. Yeah, what I wanted to mention, I'm just babbling now, and I don't know, I'm keep losing my focus. I wanted to talk about, I just lost my creativity in the last 2-3 years. I feel like I can't come up with any good ideas anymore, and it's very frustrating. But it happens to every artist once in a while, where all of a sudden you have this writer's block, and you probably have heard this expression, where you can't bring out any material, you just don't have any ideas, you just sit in front of an empty paper or an empty canvas, and you just can't come up with anything, and it's really frustrated me. But a lot of times it has to do with life, where it's just there's things going on in life that keep you occupied and suck out all the creativity out of you. But I'm also thinking that, you know, when you play a lot of video games, that's kind of like taking away your creativity too, because it's really exhausting for the brain to constantly make decisions every second. And while it's good for the brain, it can suck out some of the creativity from you. And I'm always so amazed at how creative some of those games are. Like Borderlands 2, there's so much creativity in it, and I'm just like thinking like, wow, you know, those ideas that those artists had, just how to develop those characters and the worlds and all that, it just makes me like, oh my god, I should put down this video game and just kind of start drawing again. And what makes me really happy now is like all of a sudden I've started to, you know, get a little more chilled. My creativity is coming back, and I'm working on 2 new songs simultaneously right now that hopefully I can put out soon. But I'm really, really excited and really, really happy that I finally got some new ideas for some new music again. And ideally, I would love to write some music that is, you know, could be used for video games. That's my ultimate goal, to write music for games. But that's a huge goal, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But if not, then people can just enjoy the music anyway without playing the games. So we'll see what happens, and we're ending this match now soon. We're definitely going to win this, because they cannot catch up on this. There's no way. We have only 2 more to go, and here we go. We're winning, and I don't know how I did. I know I did well. But when I see here I'm 22-1, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I actually never got caught in this house the whole time. So I hope you were not too much bored, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.